What's up, guys? Welcome back to Diggin Sports. So today, on a Monday night, stormy night here in Georgia. I don't know where you guys are, but if you're on the East Coast, I'm pretty sure you've gotten some rain throughout the week. So it is raining here in Georgia. So stormy night. So why not talk about some sports tonight? We're just going to call this a Monday roundup on just everything that's going on in the sports world. So I got a few topics we'll talk about, and if you guys want to chime in the comments below, you be sure to do that. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and drop the comments below. We'd love to hear from you here at Diggin Sports. Alright, so let's get into this. First topic I'd like to talk about is the coaches poll was released today. Whether you are with it or without it, do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? However you feel about it, it's out. It's been released for the preseason coaches poll top 25. Now, with that being said, let's just dig into it. Why don't we? So, we're going to start at 25 and work our way up to 1. Pretty sure we know who number 1 is, unfortunately. Alright, so at number 25, they have Texas. Who is that, bro? Texas A&M. So, rounded out the top 25. And at number 24, well, first, Texas A&M, I don't necessarily agree with it. Let me just go ahead and put that out there. I do not necessarily agree with it. Just because of where they've been as of late. That was actually a topic that I was looking at kind of talking about, is teams that just have nothing to show for in what they've honestly should have been producing, but has nothing to show for it. And Texas A&M was one of those, is right at the top of that list. But somehow they're sitting at 25. It is what it is. So let's move on. 24, we got Texas Tech. Don't really have a problem with it. I mean, should they be in it? Probably not. But they're a type of team that can pull off upsets, so, whatever. Number 23, we got Tulane. I think 23 is a little too low. I think I'd have bumped them up a couple more spots, just what they've shown in past, beating USC. So, I don't know, man. I mean, from recent performance, I think I'd move Tulane up a little bit. At 22, we got Ole Miss. Don't really have a problem with that. Me being a Tennessee fan, I don't 100% like Lane Kiffin, but, let me rephrase that. I don't 100% respect Lane Kiffin because of what he did to the Vols, but he is a good coach. He's just an offensive mind. He's going to throw the playbook at you. So, he's a good coach to me. So, I think Ole Miss should be lucky to have him. Just hope he doesn't leave you in the middle of the night. Number 21, we got Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin could be really good this year. Returning Braylon Allen, that's a huge piece to their puzzle there in Wisconsin. If he's able to turn it up a notch this year and have some guys play around him, I think Wisconsin has the capability of actually being pretty good this year. So watch out for Wisconsin. I'm not shy away of 21. I think that's fair for them. 20, we got North Carolina. It's Drake May. What does he do? He's not really proved himself yet, but he has a lot of potential. He's a really, really high ceiling. Like I said, I think he's got the capability of being really good, but he's just not proved it yet. But we'll see how that goes. 20, I'm not too You know, I mean, that's a good fit. You know, 20. 19, we got Oklahoma. Under Brent Venables, I just don't think Oklahoma has showed anything. So to me, I mean, this is what it is, but at 19, I think they had to prove themselves to get into the top 25. I mean, that's my honest opinion on it, but, you know, maybe they're seeing something in Oklahoma this year that I'm not. You know, I think it could possibly be the same outcome as last year. So, it is what it is there at 19. At 18, we got Oregon State. Oregon State played really well last year. I think they can continue the same. Also with DJ Ugalawale, I think that's how you pronounce his name, or somewhere close to that. You know, he'll be the starting quarterback there, I'm pretty sure. At number 17, we got Kansas State, the Big 12 champions, or should I say Big 18, 19, 1700, however many people's going to the Big 12. We will get into that a little later in the show. So stay tuned for that. At number 16, we got that TCU team that got steamrolled by Georgia. They're sitting at 16. I think that's fair. You're somewhere in the middle of 25. So I think that's fair. You've lost some players. You've lost some offensive production. So, I mean, I think that's fair. You got steamrolled by Georgia in the national championship on the biggest stage of college football, and you got steamrolled. But I'm going to go ahead and eat crow, okay? I did take TCU. Is what it is. At number 15, we got another team that can be one of those teams that could push college football playoff in Oregon. I feel like Oregon could, run the Pac-12 this year. It's probably going to come down to them. And I don't know. A lot of people say USC. I'm not so high on USC. They really got to prove that to me. Especially come back. How did they respond this year after losing to Tulane in their bowl game? At 14, we got Utah. Utah is another one of those teams, man. Cam Rising coming back. A lot of potential to be good. So, no shame in my game for seeing them at number 14. Number 13 is a team that I'm kind of iffy about. At number 13, we got Notre Dame. Notre Dame, this is the same team that lost to, was it Marshall? This is that same team. I get that you're bringing over Hartman from Wake Forest. What's that do for you? I mean, he's a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but is he really going to turn this around from what we saw last year in a team that lost to Marshall? And also a team that played with Ohio State, but then turns around and loses to Marshall. What kind of Notre Dame team are we going to get? We shall see on August 26th when they play Navy. Watch out for them midshipmen. Just saying. Anyway, at number 12, we got that team that so because they're back. Texas. Texas sitting at 12. They have a lot of potential as well to be good. A lot of players that can be really good and really can prove themselves, but they're just going to have to prove themselves. Arch Manning heading over there to Texas. He's not going to get a starting job. That's from what I'm hearing from Steve Sarkisian, but come next year when they come in that SEC, he's probably going to be their starting quarterback. So a lot of players that can really live up to the hype, but they're just going to have to do that. So we'll see how that goes. Number 11, Washington. This is a team that you don't know what you're going to get. You just don't know, but bowl game looked good. Returning a lot of production. So, they have, like I said, these teams, on the way out. They have the really potential to be good, but, so 11, Washington. Yeah, I can see that. This is the number, guys. I'm going to mark this on this paper right here. This is the number. Number 10. Number 10 is Tennessee. And you're going to find out why I'm so torn on why we're 10 and not just a little hair higher. Tennessee, and let me go ahead and say this too, because I've heard this, and it's the truth. We have a quarterback that's also just hasn't proved himself yet. Has a lot of potential to be really, really good. And Joe Milton, he's got a hell of an arm. Can throw it almost the length of the football field if you wanted to. Can he be accurate? That's a question. If you can throw it 100 yards, are you going to put it on somebody? Or are you going to overthrow him by 20 yards? What do you get? Are you underthrowing by 15? Can you hit the numbers? Are you able to put it on him? We shall see. But just ask Clemson, okay? Just ask Clemson. Ask Vanderbilt when he had to step in and what he did. I mean, when he had to step in for Hooker, I think he gets at least an A in my book. I mean, he was the MVP for, the Orange Bowl. So I don't see why a bunch of people's hating on him. I think he should have a lot more people, cheering him on, and raising him up than putting him down. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I mean, I think that he at least earned that, and what he did, coming in for Hooker. Now, don't get me wrong, we had him before all the hype for Hendon Hooker. You see the jersey. He wasn't as great, but he groomed up under Heupel, learned up under Hooker. So I think he's got really good potential to be really good, guys. At number 9, here's one. There's one, guys, that Tennessee beat. There's Clemson. All right. So that's one ahead of Tennessee that Tennessee already beat last year, and somehow they're in front of them. And let's not forget. I mean, Tennessee beat them pretty good. Number 8, we got Florida State. Florida State, man, is this could be a real sneaky team. I mean, they can be, finally rebounding, from losing Jimbo. They're finally rebounding from that, and they got a good coach. Can be really good. This is one of those teams. If this is one of those teams that I feel like could make some noise, could be really, really sneaky, and a team that you definitely got to watch out for. Is 8 a little high? Could be. Putting this over, teams like, Oregon, Utah, Tennessee, putting them over teams like that, and they haven't yet proved it, but shown signs of it, just not proved it as of yet. This is another team that just hasn't proved it yet, that just can't get over the hump, and that's Penn State. Penn State coming in at number 7. I love James Franklin, don't get me wrong, I think he's a hell of a coach, but they just can't seem to get over the hump. Don't know why. Had teams that's been really good. Let me remind you, a team when they had Saquon Barkley, a team the same team when they had sorry, I just had a brain fart here. Saquon Barkley and quarterback, I can't remember his name. Wow, he was on the tip of my tongue. I just totally forgot. A second. I don't know, guys. I can't remember. Anyway, he was quarterback up under Saquon Barkley. Sorry, guys, I can't remember his name. But they were some really good teams, and they could have been really, really good. And just like I said, just could not get over the hump. Trace McSorley. There you go. That was his name. But they couldn't find a way to get it over the hump, and putting them at 7, I think, is just a little high. But this is a coach's poll for a reason, I guess. USC, a team that, like I said in the earlier, lost to Tulane, but yet here they are, right there at 6. don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams is a hell of a quarterback. I don't necessarily agree with his attitude and the way he approaches the game. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I mean, he is a good quarterback. At number 5, here's number 2, guys. At number 5 sits LSU, a team that Tennessee went in and steamrolled. All right, guys, steamrolled LSU in Baton Rouge. Yeah, it was at 12 o'clock. Okay, get over it. You still got steamrolled in Baton Rouge. I think now, do not get me wrong, guys. I think LSU is a good team, can be really, really good this year, and can make a lot of noise. Probably beat Alabama again. Who knows? You know, they have the capability to do that. But you put them at 5 in the coaches' polls, I just think it's a little high. You know, that's what it is on that. Here we are. At number 4, we got Ohio State. Ohio State, I think I'd have bumped them, 1 or 2 more spots. I felt like they've earned that, and especially playing the way they did against Georgia. But top 4, not bad. I mean, that's fair. At number 3 comes in is the third team that Tennessee beat in Alabama. Alabama coming in at 3. I mean, I've said this before, guys. Bama bias is a real thing. I mean, they have love for Alabama. I feel like, in some people's eyes, they never can do wrong. They could probably go out there and lose 6 games. But you know what? They're still going to make a case to why they should be, top 3 in the nation. They're going to make that case. It is what it is. That's the life we live right now in college football. It's been about Alabama for a long time. So, I mean, and there's a lot of talk if Georgia is the premier program in college football over Alabama. That's a big talk. So, I mean, a lot, going on between, Alabama, so it is what it is. It's the life we live. Alabama at 3. At number 2, I feel a little questionable. I feel like the 2 should have been flip-flopped, just basing off, I know they won the head-to-head against Ohio State. Here it's Michigan at 2. But Ohio State played Georgia so well. I mean, was they a team that was just built to play a team like Georgia and not a team like Michigan? I don't know, but, they played them, I'm sure all you guys seen it, down to the last play, So, I mean, I'm not exactly, and then you have Michigan, they got beat by TCU, and then they got steamrolled by Georgia, that's another thing why I feel Ohio State should be there and not Michigan, Maybe it should be, to me, I mean, and then one, as you guys are already going to know, is Georgia. To me, I'll give you my top 5. We won't go any deep to this. My top 5 would have been 5, I'd have put Tennessee. 4, I'd have put Alabama. Sure, give it to them, I guess. At 3, I'd have had Michigan. At 2, give me Ohio State. And then at 1, of course, Georgia. I mean, that would be my top 5. I mean, that's the way I see it. If you want to drop, if you even wanted to put LSU, I guess, over Tennessee, and they put Tennessee 6, I do not think Tennessee's no lower than 6 in the coach's poll. I just don't see that. But it is what it is. But that is the coach's poll, guys. I mean, we'll go through this. That I pulled up as well. Other receiving votes. We got Iowa. They're still receiving 169 votes. South Carolina's receiving votes at 89. Florida got 63. UTSA. Let me go ahead and put this out there. University of Texas San Antonio with 59 receiving votes. That could be a potential digging deep kind of pick. I'm for sure for my little colleagues here that hopefully we'll get to see this year. that they might pick Tennessee, UTSA over Tennessee is a digging deep. But, I mean, not get me wrong. I mean, UTSA could put Tennessee on upset alert. I mean, that's always a possibility. They're playing great ball. This is a team that's a smaller school that you didn't think that could, push you that far, but they can. Pittsburgh receiving 52, UCLA receiving 42, Kentucky with 34, Baylor, Troy, Arkansas, NC State, Fresno State, Boise State, Auburn, Minnesota, Miami, Mississippi State, Oklahoma State, Missouri, Maryland, SMU, South Alabama, Illinois, Wake Forest, Air Force, Toledo, Washington State, Houston, Duke, BYU, Arizona, Memphis, Kansas, and James Madison. Kansas. Just seeing that, for the first time here, guys, is, they received one vote to get in. One vote to get in the top 25. That's, a team that's really turned the program around. So, I mean, that's a big question mark for me. All right, guys. You guys be sure to drop me a comment on that. Tell me what you think about that. Now, let's turn it over to a little bit of baseball, a little bit of Major League Baseball. We're about to close it up here, regular season the next couple months. This is the Power Rankings that came out today, this morning, August 7th. Some things are changing in the Power Rankings this week. The Yankees and the Red Sox are really sinking. And the Orioles, the O's, make a case for number one. So, let's see how this goes. You guys be sure to drop comments on this and what you think as well. All right. So first things first, let's go ahead and look at the biggest movers. The ups and the downs. The ups, the biggest mover to go up the right direction is the Cubs. I do not disagree whatsoever. The way they played, the Braves this past weekend has been, was awesome. I mean, I'm not even a Cubs fan, but, the way they played them, lost the first game 8-0, did not change their perspective about it at all. They came out the next two games and beat the Braves. So they took the series 2-1. So they are the biggest movers to go up. They moved 7 spots. The worst team to go down is the Angels. I mean, they have been really, really bad since the trade deadline. So, it is what that is. All right, so how you guys want to do this? How do I want to do it? Let's see. Let's start at the bottom, same way we did college football. We'll go to the top, and then we'll work our way up. All right, so at number 30, we got the Athletics. Here's the thing. They're sitting at 32 and 80. Are they even trying at this point? It's bad. I get it. At 29, we have the Royals. For most of the season, the Royals and A's have been on pace to be historically bad. Now, after what the Royals just pulled off last week, both teams also had a 7-game winning streak. Good old baseball. So, it is what it is. At 28, we have the Rockies. Holy smokes, looked at the rest of Rockies' schedule. They only play 2 series at sub-500 teams for the rest of the season. And one of those series is against the Padres, who could well be over 500 by the time they face off. Ridiculous, I know. It's they sit at 44 and 67. At 27, we got the White Sox. The season from hell for Tim Anderson continues. That's what they wrote on that one. So they sit at 45 and 68. 26, we got the Mets. This is really crazy. No team has ever won 100 games in one season and lost 100 the next. The Mets need to go 13-38 the rest of the way to finish 63-99. Surely they aren't bad enough to make a run of this, right? Right? So, you know, that's pretty wild to think. You know, could they win 100 games a season ago and then lose 100 the next season? That is ridiculous. Those guys dropped 4 places, by the way. Everybody else that I've said it has been idle. At number 25, we got the Tigers. They're sitting at 49-62. All right, moving on. All right, at number 24, we got the Cardinals. They sit at 49-64. They have been several different moments of the season that felt like rock bottom. Losing 1-2-0 at home on the Rockies on Sunday is up there or down there or whatever. At number 23, we got the Nationals. They sit at 49-63. For nearly all of this season, it seemed a foregone conclusion the Nationals would finish in last place in the NL East. Right now, it seems like they are a sure bet they'll finish ahead of the Mets. A lot of that is the Mets just being bad, I'm sure, but the Nats are now 15-9 since July 7th. So, you know, they have moved up 3 places. So, Nationals doing pretty good. Up 2 spaces. 22 is the Pirates, which the Braves are playing right now as we speak. They sit at 50-61. The last time I looked, just a score update, is 1-0. It was the Pirates. They jumped up 2. It's been really fun watching Indy Rodriguez flash his upside at the plate here in the first 18 games of his big league career. Of his 11 hits, 2 are doubles, 2 are triples, and 2 are homers. That's pretty good stats. At 21, we got the Guardians. I'm sorry, guys. I just hate that name. Why can't we go back to the Indians? They went idle. They are sitting at 54-58. Jose Ramirez looked like a scrappy boxer, so at least they have that going for them right now. You know. At 20, we got the Diamondbacks. If you guys haven't seen that fight, go see that. It's pretty crazy. The Diamondbacks, they have went down 3 spots at 57-56. It's gotten so bad they are losing Zach Gallen, and they are losing a Zach Gallen versus Dallas Keuchel matchup in 2023. Wow. At 19, we got the Marlins. They've dropped 3 places there at 58-55. They were doing okay, and now here they go. They're starting to drop. Luis Arias' batting average is, sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, is .375. The run at 400 was probably always a pipe dream, but we haven't seen a qualified hitter top 375 since Larry Walker in 99 at 379. If we wanted to exclude pre-humor Coors Field, it goes back to Tony Gwynn's 394 and 94. If we wanted a full season, it go back to George Brett's 390 and 80. This is a long way to say it's still a special season for the Marlins. Nonetheless, I mean, I agree with that. At 18, dropping 5 places, one of the teams that I told you at 56-57 is the Angels. You know, it's been bad. You know, they decided to keep Ohtani, wanted to keep him, wanted to try and work with him, and he just they've not done anything since the trade deadline. So, you know, in that case, you make a decision whether it's right or wrong. And they decided to keep him, and, you know, I guess he felt like they was going to start winning. He hates to lose, but here they are. They're starting to lose. 56-57 on the year. At number 17, we got the Padres. They sit at 55-58, moved up 2 spots to the Padres. 16, we got the Twins. 5-1. Week should wash the stretch off being swept by the Royals last week. They go up 4 places after going 5-1 on the week. They sit at 59-54. At 15, we got the Red Sox. They dropped 4 places at 57-54 on the year. And that was the team I did say, right? They dropped. Yeah, that was Red Sox. No, it was the Angels, my bad. All right, so the Red Sox, they dropped almost just as much as the Angels. At 14, we got the Yankees. The Yankees are slumping. They're 58 and 54. This is not what you're used to seeing if you're a New York Yankees fan. Yeah, you're used to, Yankees being up there. But here they are sitting at 14. They sat idle on the week, though. At 13, we got the Reds. Next paper. They've dropped 4 places at 59 and 55. I'd like to take that out to the Braves. I think they toned them up a little bit, put them in their place. Yeah, at number 12, we got the Brewers. A 3-4 week against the Nats and Pirates has left the door open for the surging Cubs. And guess who's at 11? There's the Cubs. Brewers dropped 4 places at 60 and 53. Here are the Cubs. They're making a run on the Brewers. At 58 and 54, jumping up 7 spots. Turning point of the season was me writing a long column that essentially said Jed Hoyer should be on the chopping block. The team is 32 and 18 since then, which is a 104 win pace if I only had spoken up sooner. 100 on path for a 104 game win season. At number 10, we got the Mariners. They're sitting at 60 and 52. They jumped up 5 spots. The Mariners have won 10 of their last 12 games and are a season high 8 games over 500. Can they make it 2 straight postseason trips after the drought? I think they can. They're one of those type of teams that can do it. At number 9, we got the Giants. They jumped up to 61 and 51, up 1 spot. At number 8, we got the Phillies. They jump up 4 spots at 61 and 51. Trying to close a little gap on the Braves. Can they do it? Don't think you will, but it's always a chance. The Phillies are a more dangerous playoff team than a regular season team. That is a very, very, very perfect fact. Couldn't have said it better myself. But that really need an Aaron Nola fix. He has a 5.06 ERA in his last 7 starts, and it's 4.58 overall. At number 7, we got the Blue Jays. They went down a spot. They're at 63 and 50. At number 6, we got those hated Dodgers. They went up a spot at 65 and 46. At number 5, the top 5. Starting the top 5, we got the Astros. They dropped down a spot from number 4. They sit at 64 and 49. It's definitely right seeing Justin Verlander back on the mound for the Houston Astros. Now he's not with the sloppy Mets no more. At number 4, we got the Rangers. They went up a spot at 66 and 46. Wow, well, get the Rangers go. All right, so the top 3 has not changed. Number 3 is the Rays at 68 and 46. Number 2 is the Orioles at 70 and 42. And number 1, the Atlanta Braves at 70 and 39. Now, let's go ahead and put this out here. Since the All-Star break, though, this is still the number 1 team in baseball. First team that got to 70 wins. They are only 10 and 10 since the All-Star break. But here's the thing about the Braves. I mean, they could go on cruise control until October and still be fine. That's how, a big lead they jumped out to. So that's in the MLB Power Rankings. You guys should be sure to drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about that. And, anything else you guys would like to hear, let me know. The last thing that I just want to kind of touch on, I'm going to come back to it, but I just want to kind of touch on, and I just want to start out by, giving you guys a chance to talk about it. Let me know what you guys think first before I get into it. Is the college football conference realignment? It's gone out of control. Here's a question for you. Drop a comment and tell me what you think. We'll start off with this. The fallout of the Pac-12, which is down to 4 teams now, if you haven't taken notice, is down to 4 teams. Teams leaving off to the Big 12 and Big 10. Will that have anything to do with next year's 12-team college football playoff format? There's a question for you. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to leave it there, guys. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We will get back to the college football conference realignment But answer that question for me. Let me know what you guys think. Will the Pac-12, again, will the Pac-12 going down to 4 teams, will that affect next year's, not this year, next year's 12-team college football playoff format? Let me know what you guys think. Or do you think they can shape it up some way where the Pac-12 will just go into extinction? There will be no Pac-12. Or does it mess up the whole college football playoff format for next year? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We will be going live here pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Let's get up an audience. And another thing, guys, the giveaway's still out there. 1,000 subscribers for one lucky winner. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell me your favorite team. Doesn't matter which sport, we talk about them all here at Diggin Sports. Let me know your favorite team. That way you can get yourself into this giveaway for a $75 Amazon gift card. And then, after we can get these subs up, get us 1,000 subscribers, get us some viewers in here, that's what we want. Well, we can talk, maybe have what we're going to do is we're going to do more rewards for you guys. We're going to start having some giveaways. We'll do some trivia on the show, go live, do some trivia, and give away some stuff. So, let's get these subs up. Let's give away this $75 gift card. And don't forget, guys, answer that question on the college football realignment. What you think? Does it have any effect on the Pac-12? Would it have any effect on next year's 12-team college football playoff format? And what I mean by that, just in case you guys didn't know, is in theory of what's supposed to happen is the top 5 conferences, the Pac-12, the Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC and the ACC, all conference champions will make the college football playoff for winning their conference. But with the Pac-12 only down to 4 teams, do you give that last 5th spot to a 14 conference? Does that come into play? Do they have to shape it up any differently than 12 teams? Let me know in the comments below. We'll get back to this section. Let me know what you guys think. But I do appreciate anybody that does that does subscribe, that does comment. I would really appreciate it. I'd love to talk with you guys. And, maybe someday bring some people on the show. I'd love to have you here. We can talk live, whatever it takes. Whatever we got to do to make Diggin Sports better, I'm all for it. But as always, here at Diggin Sports, thanks for tuning in. As always, keep digging.